Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. The NHL Game 1 of the series starts tonight, Saturday. The Florida Panthers will play the Las Vegas Knights. Vegas to host. Players to watch out for: Matthew Tudaka for the Panthers and Jake Easley for the Knights. Also for the Knights, Jonathan McSalt leads them in goals. Chandler Steffen, who leads the Knights in goals as well. The Knights are favored tonight. Now we'll go on to the NBA tomorrow. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Heat Nuggets Game 2. Nuggets win Game 1. Game 2 tomorrow. Game 2 is for the Nuggets. After the Nuggets win Game 1, Game 2 is tomorrow. Now we go on to a little bit of baseball. The Royals lose last night to the Rockies 7-2. It became a blowout. The Royals were ahead 2-1 before giving up 6 runs, and in the 8th, Carlos Hernandez had a problem. He gave up 4 runs in the 8th. The Royals are 17-40. The Rockies are 25-34. Daniel Lynch will go for the Royals, and Austin Gober will go for the Rockies. Lynch, when he has pitched, he has been really good. Ryan McCann, former Royal, had the bats going last night for the Rockies, as he had one of his best games ever and knocked in 4. Cubs will play the Padres. First pitch, 4:30. The Cubs. First pitch, 6:30 for the Cubs. DeAndre Hopkins news. That's on to 8:10. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. 1. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Well, I'm good now. I finally made it home after adventures with a certain airline who I won't disparage.
No, what'd you say? I gotta have it repeated.
I'm glad I finally made it home last night after an adventure with an unnamed airline.
Southwest?
Nope. Not gonna throw him under the bus. I'll just say it was a bad weekend for him. At least for me. Other people may not have had problems.
Yeah. So, first of all, I want to show you, though you may have seen these on Facebook, but this, if you can zoom all the way in, you might not be able to see it all. This is a business card. It's got the end of the business card. Got 200 of them. And we're going to put them out for NAMI for the price.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Patty said I could do that, and I'm going to do that and put them out and give a few out. Hopefully I can give all 200. I don't know if I take all 200, but whatever. If you want one, let me know, because I might go fast.
Definitely want one.
Your week going?
Week's been pretty good. Spent my holiday down in Tennessee, visiting family, eating a lot of good food.
So let's start with, I guess we can go ahead and go in that subject, and then we'll kind of come back to mental health. Okay, so you see a stadium being built in Nashville, is that correct?
Stadium is being built in Nashville.
For the Tennessee Titans, right?
Right.
So the Kansas City Royals are bidding for a new stadium. And a third of it. And the rest of the community has to recover the rest.
And you can hear those ticket prices going up.
Where do you sit on, to what degree would you go to get him?
Well, I almost think the ship has sailed. It seems like he's going to get more money than originally was thought, maybe. And I think that it doesn't seem like there's many players, even if they've made a whole bunch of money, who have the stomach for really giving you a real Mahomes discount, a real Super Bowl champ discount. If a guy who thinks he's on his last or his second to last contract or his last big contract, is going to get 15 from one team and you're going to give him 10, he's going for the 15. I mean, maybe if it's a little closer, you'll get the nod. But it seems to me like from what I'm hearing that the price has gone up, not down, money-wise for DeAndre Hopkins. So I don't have much. I don't have much optimism at all that and I don't think they probably should reach that much for it.
Dynamite answer if I'd asked you how much optimism do you have that the Chiefs will sign DeAndre Hopkins. Now I'll ask my question again. How far would you go to sign DeAndre Hopkins if you were the Chiefs?
Well, I think I answered that at the end, but I said I wouldn't go as far as it seems like it will take right now, monetarily.
I like the Donovan Smith deal, like the Juju Smith-Schuster deal. Like I'm all for that, bumping it up to like 6 or 7 million as the base instead of the 3 that it was for both Juju. It was 3.7 for Juju. It's 3 million for Donovan Smith. Then with incentives that, based on the fact that he hasn't played a lot of games the last couple of years, would go down as not likely to be earned, so you wouldn't have to count him against the cap. But if he does end up playing, 12 plus games, he can make that money back, $500,000 per game at the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 mark. Conference championship game, playing snaps in playoff games. I think the Juju deal maybe times 2. I'm down for that. A deal that you can get up towards 17, 18, 19 million, 20 million if you check all the boxes. But for the Chiefs only have to count, 6 to 8 million, 9 million. That's the offer that I make. And if he won't take it, that's fine. But there are guys that will. I mean, I think Tranquil from the Chargers is here because he wants to win a championship. I think Donovan Smith is here because he wants to win a championship. And they'll either get paid by the Chiefs because they decide, hey, you're better than Willie Gay. We're gonna stay the course with you, and we'll walk on Willie Gay. Donovan Smith, they may go, okay, you're what we wanted, Orlando Brown to be. So here's the 3 for 60, and we can get out from under it in 2 years. Like that's to me, if guys will sign on and play for that, great. If not, you keep your team solid enough that you can live without them.
$111 million is what DeAndre Hopkins has made in his career. If he goes to a team for $15 million that you look at and think has a 10% chance of winning the Super Bowl, and could have come here for $10 million, for $5 million less for a team that has a 25 or 30% chance of winning a Super Bowl. That, to me, is it fair to say that player values money more than he does winning a championship?
Yes.
The idea the teams just want to, guys want to, but is that, would that be considered a criticism or just an observation?
An observation. I think it's fair to say he values money more, and I think it depends on where everybody is in their life and what's going on, and who knows what the demands are on him financially. I think absolutely it would mean that money's more.
Now, if DeAndre Hopkins may have spent all of his $100 million, and to your point,
according to some,
if he wants more money, I mean, the thing is, it's hard to win the Super Bowl. So just say, well, I'm going to go there for less money and win the Super Bowl. I mean, yes, the Chiefs have the better chance of making and winning the Super Bowl, but it's still hard. And, what if you take 1/3 and then the Chiefs lose the first playoff game? You're like, well, that was pretty dumb. Why did I do that?
Yeah, and I pose that question not because I necessarily think he should go one way or the other, but when you hear fans in this city talk about why Hopkins would want to come here, almost every single one of them brings up, come here and play for Mahomes, win the Super Bowl, or he can go to Detroit and, maybe not make the playoffs. That's not as nearly as big a pull, I think, as fans would like to think it is.
A bunch of people that have never made millions, will never make millions, know they'll never make millions, saying that somebody should not take the millions for a championship is a complete waste of time, is what that is. Traded all the money he made for one championship? No.
DeAndre Hopkins maybe is going to be sitting on a set making, 25 per after he's done. So you just don't know. You're working in the present time. And, I won't villainize people for taking the money. Now, I might a little bit more if it's DeAndre Hopkins because he hasn't won yet. Okay, that's one thing. If a guy's already got one, or two, take the money, man, for sure.
None. Or he's won 10. The guy takes the money. He has no rub with me.
He doesn't really have any rub with me either, but he has a slight more rub if he hasn't won at all. And he's made the kind of money DeAndre Hopkins has made.